Blade Runner 2049, but I haven't seen Blade Runner 2 through 2048. Can you tell this is the last one of these that we're doing? I've run out of material. Hey everyone, it's me, Aaron.
I'm Michelle.
Also, I'd like to point out, I haven't been able to make you laugh with an opening joke in like 3 weeks. That one actually got you, and it was purposely a shitty joke.
Sometimes the shitty ones are the ones that make you laugh.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey everyone, this is the Quest for the Best. This is the finale to the Quest for the Best, in which we go back and we look at all the films that everyone called the best movies of the year, and we watch them all back to back to back, leading up to our best movies of the year list. This is the one that everyone has been asking me to talk about for the longest time, because we talk mostly about geek culture here on this channel, and this was one of the biggest geeky releases of the year. But because of timing, I just did not get a chance to see this until right now. Holy cow, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you guys might be like, well, of course you enjoyed it. I went into this a little bit hesitant because I'm gonna reveal something to you guys. I liked the original Blade Runner. Didn't love it. I know that everybody else out there loves it, says it's a master of filmmaking, is a perfect example of like everything that you want out of science fiction. I looked at it and went, this is pretty darn good.
And I haven't seen the first one
at all. And you didn't see it at all. So we're gonna get two completely different points of view on this film. But yeah, I thought that the original Blade Runner was like, okay, it's pretty good. It's a good detective story. But so many of the science fiction stuff things in there that people will praise, maybe if I had seen it when it came out, or I'd seen it when I was way younger, I would have felt that way. But I have seen so many other things out there that do the same stuff in that movie. And I'm not saying they do it better, but it just wasn't that like original of a thing to me. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand all this. This isn't really that shocking of a thing to me. This film, I actually feel, covers those same topics of like, what is the soul? What is humanity? Can a robot be a human? Like, what goes through the mind of a robot? All these things. Like, what's the difference between humans and androids? I feel this one tackles those subjects way better than the original one did. Because like I said, the original, I watched it and I was like, yeah, I've seen this same stuff in so many other topics. Yeah,
it's like I said, I haven't seen the first one, but yeah, this Blade Runner 2049, it does take these issues and like focuses on them in a much more interesting way.
There is like the actual thing that they're doing in this film, like the actual like subject matter of it, is such an original idea. Like I said, I didn't really view anything in the original Blade Runner as that original because I saw it after I had seen everything else that probably stole from Blade Runner, so it just didn't have that impact on me. This one I watched and I was like, oh, that's actually a cool new idea that I haven't seen before. And I really do want to know what's going to happen with this. Not to mention, I think there's a great mystery in there as well. And also, before I go any further, I should go ahead and point out, I don't remember which version of Blade Runner I saw, but I know there are like 3 different versions of it, and I was talking to a coworker of mine one day, and when I said, yeah, I like Blade Runner, I just don't love it like everyone else does, he then asked me, which version did you see? And then I told him which version I saw, and he goes, oh, that's the bad one. So maybe it's just that version of it that I saw. I saw the one that had a butt ton of narration that I know that I've looked into it now, and I see a lot of people complain about that in that version. So there apparently is a better version out there that I just haven't experienced. But yeah, so basically this story, it still follows this guy K, who is an officer, and he is a replicant, which in this world are basically androids that look
like android clones that are basically
they're androids that are so close to human, like it's kind of hard to tell like who is human and not. In fact, that was actually part of the original one, because the big question at the end of the original film is, was Deckard a person or a replicant all along? Which that's supposed to be the big twist of it, which the director of that film, before this movie came out, he came out and he just went, wait, you guys have been arguing about that for years? Yeah, he's totally a replicant. How do you guys not get that? Like, he just flat out confirmed, like he said, no, it's not supposed to be a question. It was supposed to be a reveal that he is totally a replicant there at the end. So yeah, spoilers for that original, but you kind of need to know it going into this film. Because yeah, this film makes no bones about, yeah, Deckard was a replicant. But this one basically says there are 2 models of replicants, which I don't even remember if it's been so long since I saw the original that I don't even remember if that was something established back then. But basically, the older replicants, they rebelled, they rose up, and they escaped. there's basically a new model of replicants that can't do that. They are like more loyal, and they're also, I think they also said they're like not as beefy, like they're not made for manual labor quite as much, like because you see some of the older replicants in here and they're fucking jacked. Whereas the newer replicant that we see is played by Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling, he's in shape, he did his crunches, but he's not jacked.
They're lean, not buff.
Yeah, he's lean, there you go. So basically he plays a Blade Runner, which is a person who hunts down rogue replicants that ran away. And this thing starts off with him like hunting one down, and he's like, hey, you would run too if you had witnessed a miracle. It's like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? They find this box like buried deep in the ground underneath this guy's farm, and they scan it and they basically discover, oh, it was a replicant. Sorry for the car outside, and sorry for the dog that's at our feet.
Yeah, she's trying to get under the couch, and she's not supposed to be under there.
She loves digging for dirt under the couch.
Yeah, she does.
Alright. I'll just let that play out. We do this next to the big open window in the living room where you can hear all the sounds of Brooklyn, everybody. Actually, I don't even know if our microphone's picking that up. There's a car honking outside. That's probably someone double parked. We have the worst double parkers in our neighborhood.
No, don't bite my face, Missy.
No. Okay, so anyway, they find that it was a replicant in there. And this replicant was pregnant. And the cops realize if it gets out there that replicants can reproduce, people will go nuts. They will burn the world down. People are not ready for that. And yeah, you see like Ryan Gosling, like basically like through him you see how much prejudice there is towards replicants. I'm sorry, where were we before we so rudely interrupted? So, as I was saying, we see through the eyes of Kay what kind of discrimination replicants have to go through, and like everyone in his building that he lives in like hates him, which it's so weird to see that, yeah, the replicants actually like have lives. Like he doesn't just like go to a big pod and just power down until he's called on next by the cops, because like it's not like he really needs to eat, he just needs to recharge. Yes. Yes, you need to recharge too. You need your fluff for the day. Okay. So, and in his home, he actually has a wife, which it's called Joy, and it's basically like Siri. Yeah. It's basically Siri or whatever that thing is on the little Amazon pod that if you say their name, they then order you shit.
And it's a holographic image of a lady.
Yes, it's a woman who just basically like there's a big like mechanical arm on the roof of his apartment that just the ceiling of his apartment that just goes around and like projects this image of her around it, and like it can project like other images, like he just makes himself like gruel to eat because that's all he needs to recharge, and she'll come over and like place down the hologram of like actual food in front of it.
Yeah, to make it look nice.
Yeah, and apparently Kay's model of replicant can't smile, so the entire time it's like, and she's just like, oh, I love you. Oh, it's the most wonderful thing ever. I got your presents today. And which, that's one thing that I have to give this thing. Man, one small problem I do have with this film, I'm not the biggest fan of Ryan Gosling. Like, I liked him in Drive, because in Drive he was playing like this creepy machine man who was just like, yes, I'm gonna smash somebody's skull in right now. And it's like, oh, okay, you nailed it. I think in pretty much every other film he does too, he's just like, hey, I'm Ryan Gosling. I'm like a really toned down version of Mark Wahlberg, hey everybody. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of him. So it kind of works in here that they made him a robot that can't smile. A robot who doesn't care, but it also made it really flat for me to have to watch this guy for 2.5 hours. So that's one small problem I had, but I get it. I get what they're going for. But he starts investigating this. He's trying to find out like where this child went, the child that was created from two replicants. Yes. And at the same time, he's got memories of his own childhood, and they actually bring up the fact that, yeah, since he's a replicant, he didn't have a childhood. This is just a thing that they implant replicants with, so that way they can relate to humans more. Mm-hmm. They can actually communicate with humans, understand what humans are going through. If they have a thing in their own past that they can then reference, it allows them to connect with other humans. So it's like, that's a very interesting idea. Yeah. Like I said, I think this movie actually does a wonderful job of bringing up like the whole like what is humanity and kind of something like, well, these memories are implanted, they're not real, but they're still your memories. Like I think that's a really cool thing. But the more he starts to investigate this, the more he starts to follow down these leads, he discovers that the replicant that they found, she was actually kind of infatuated with this guy Deckard, who was another Blade Runner all this time ago. So he tries to find out where Deckard went, and then eventually he ends up going to this place where basically child slaves exist. Basically like people who have to work and make like toys and like shirts and clothes all day, just all little children. And he has this memory of being chased through this like incinerator room by all these bald kids in these really drab clothes when he was a child, and he hid this toy horse away because he knew that they were trying to steal his toy horse from him. And when he's investigating like the gravesite of the replicant they found, it's got a date on there, and he remembers that date being carved into the horse in his childhood. And when he goes to like where all these children are, he starts investigating, and all the info from the children that were adopted in that year are gone. He can't figure it out. But then he looks around and he's starting to like goes, this is like from my memory. And he goes to where he hid the horse, and he finds the horse in there. Meaning this memory of his was real. And even though, as I said, I think that Ryan Gosling doesn't have the most range as an actor, the does not compute expression he gives at that moment, in which he can't, like, as a machine, his facial expression can't change. You just see it. Like, holy shit, that was, I'm not saying he can't act, I'm just saying he never really does show off that much of a range. That was some damn good acting in that one moment there. But at that point, yeah, he basically goes, oh, fuck, I'm the child. I'm a real thing. Which earlier in this, like, he was talking to his police chief who wants him to hunt down this child and kill it. And he's like, it's kind of a shame. I mean, to have a replicant that's born, if you're born, you have a soul, don't you? And she has a great line when she goes, you don't have one, you're doing just fine. Like, it's, you see like a connection between the police chief and Kay, but at the same time, she's like, yeah, but you're a replicant. I mean, you're one of the good replicants, and I like you on the job, but you're still just a replicant. You're not a real thing. You're still just a wooden puppet. Like, this really is like the Pinocchio story on a very disturbing level. Yeah, but like then after he finds out that the memory is real, he goes to like a woman who creates memories for replicants, which is another really cool idea. Yeah, in this. Like someone like in order for these replicants to relate to humans, they have to have like memories of their own human life. Her job is to create them. But she has like such an illness. Oh no, puppy almost fell. She has like many illnesses, so she has to stay in like basically a boy in the bubble situation. Yeah. Like she has to stay behind this wall, can never go out. And he shows her the memory, and she starts tearing up, and she goes, "Yeah, that memory is definitely real. That is not a fake. That's not a fake memory that was created. Like you can tell the real ones from the fake ones." And he freaks the fuck out and is like, okay, so I'm a real boy. Great, wonderful. And then he has to go and basically track down Deckard. And he finds him out in Vegas, which is this massive wasteland now. Like, they keep mentioning all this stuff that happened between the last film and this one. Yeah, like there was a blackout? There's a blackout where, like, all information was destroyed. Like, there was apparently, like, some nuclear radiation that just went all over Vegas, and God, just seeing the remains of Vegas was stunning. The cinematography in here is so damn good. If it doesn't win for best cinematography this year, I don't know what will. But he goes there, and the exchanges between these guys are great. Like, it's just them, like, trying to out-badass each other, then getting into a fist fight. And it's not like an action-packed fist fight. It's like, you know, two guys punching each other. Like, it looks really real. And Deckard is trying to like flush him out, so he puts on all these holograms of like Elvis and other showgirls performing, and as they're fighting, like eventually they just kind of and then Elvis is singing in the background, and Deckard just goes, I like this song. Do you want to keep doing this? Or do you want a drink? And it's like, God damn, it's good to have Harrison Ford back. It's good for Harrison Ford to just be Harrison Ford. But Deckard is then like laying out for him. step by step, like, you know, how he got them to escape, like how he got them to basically like cover the tracks of this child that was created. And there's a great moment in which after Kay realizes he's a real boy, his hologram wife basically keeps telling him, well, you need a real name. Kay is not a name for a real human. You need a real name. Joe. How about Joe? Joe sounds good. And then he's like, fuck, stop calling me Joe. Stop it. Like, he doesn't want to deal with any of this. And then when he goes, my name is K24, and he goes, that's a serial number. What's your name? Joe. And then there's a moment in which, like, Harrison Ford, who is basically his dad, is now calling him Joe. And it's kind of touching because, like, Harrison Ford doesn't realize he's his dad yet. It's so kind of beautiful, like, see this moment, like, oh shit, Ryan Gosling, like, Kay is, like, actually getting, like, human interaction with his father now. And only he realizes it. Like, Harrison Ford doesn't even realize that. But then he gets tracked down by Jared Leto, the guy who runs all the
like the cloning facility.
It's not cloning; they're replicants. They're robots.
Replicants, right?
Yes.
Sorry,
the person who runs the replicant factory. Although, I mean, they're basically created from goo and come out of a big bag. I can understand how it doesn't look like robots being born. But he is obsessed with this. He is like, we have to find the person who is able to make a replicant child, who is able to reproduce replicants, because we have millions of replicants. We need trillions to do all the shit that's required. If we can force replicants to breed and force them to create more, bam, our job is done. Like, over and over and over again, we can just keep mass producing these replicant babies. We'll be perfect. So he's trying to track down Deckard too. He's able to track him down then, and then Kay ends up getting taken away to this brand new group that we just met, in which they come in there and they're like, yes, Deckard and this lost child, they will lead us to freedom. We are the replicants who are trying to rebel. Her little dog is sneezing.
Bless you.
Oh no! They were the one who were rebellious, so we have to find this girl. And he's like, wait, what? He goes, but I'm the one. I had the memory. He goes, oh, we all like to think we're the one. We're not. It was a girl. And then it flashes back through all this, and like it makes you go back to the woman who was the one who created the memories, and when she looked at his memory and she started crying while she looked at him, when it's real, it makes you realize
that was her memory.
fuck!
Yeah. Woo.
Which throughout this film, I've had a few complaints with this film, that there were many times in this movie where there's gorgeous shots, amazing like little things that they show in here, but they kind of go on for a while, like to the point where I'm like, I get it. I know what's going to happen. He's going to find the horse. I know he's going to find the, like, just, guys, I figured out what's going on here for a while now. He's the child, I get. When he went to the woman with the memories, I was like, we all know it's a real memory. We didn't have to have you go to someone else to tell you it's a real memory. Man, when it gets to that moment, makes you look back and it's like, never mind. That was totally a necessary scene. That scene now is great. Like, this is a legitimately good surprise in this. So then, Kay, having to realize, like, he's not special, he is just a regular replicant, he has to decide what to do. And there's a moment where that gets hammered into him, because, like, his hologram wife was the one who gave him the name Joe. And, like, you see advertisements for the Joybot all over the place, and he's like, okay, well, I have some humanity in me. Yes, I do. And then he's just walking down the street after Joy was destroyed. After, like, the bad guy just broke the little machine that has Joy inside of it. But there's something you can read into that. He's then walking down the street all by himself. No Deckard, no robot wife anymore. And he just looks up at a giant hologram of Joy.
Like, it's like basically an advertisement.
It's an advertisement for it. And she notices him down there and goes, oh, hey there, big guy. Looks like you're lonely. Looks like you need companionship. What's your name? You look like Joe. You could be a good Joe. And he kind of has a moment of, fuck, even the robot, like all the shit the robot wife was telling me is a bunch of bullshit. Like, I got fucking attached to a hologram that was just I fell in love with Siri, for God's sakes. Like, that's basically the mode he has.
I just saw as Joy as, like, you know, like an artificial wife.
That's what she is, yes.
So.
That's exactly what she is. But, like, he was reading into her, like, she actually cares about me. She actually does love me. Hey, dog. Chest burster, no!
Or like a face hugger.
Sometimes. But yeah, he was actually like reading into that of, okay, well, yeah, I actually do care for the robot wife. I actually do care for Joy, and she cares for me. It's real what we have together. And in that moment, he's like, no, that was all programming.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. Which, as I said, this movie does such an amazing job of raising those questions about what is programming, what is real emotions. Hold on. Hello, puppy. Puppy was destroying the sheets.
Blankets.
Yep, okay. So I think that there are so many moments in here where it does amazing stuff with all that, and that was such a great moment. But in a way, I feel like that was also the moment where he decided, I have to go and be a hero and have to save Deckard, because he is something special. He is something, and yeah, the robot wife was just doing what she was programmed to do. I don't want to be the robot wife. I want to be my own thing. So I feel like that, even though it was a soul-crushing moment for him to realize he didn't actually have a connection with her, at the same time, it was kind of the thing that made him go, but I'm not her.
Yeah, it was like a wake-up moment.
Yeah.
It's like facing reality. It's like reality sucks, but you know.
But I'm not going to be programmed. Which there's this thing in here in which they have to they basically just yell commands at him, and he has to repeat words back to them, and that's how they tell if he is about to basically go rogue. And the second time they do it, after he learns, oh crap, I'm the baby, he. That's a weird sentence to say.
I'm the baby, gotta love me.
Hey, I'm Ryan Gosling. Gotta love me. There's a moment after that in which he goes in for this, and they come, and the police chief comes in and goes, the fuck is, you're way off. They're gonna kill you in 48 hours. We have to kill robots to do this. You got 48 hours to solve this case now. And then after that, I can't protect you anymore.
And he like straight up tells her, like, I found the kid.
Yeah, doesn't tell him what happened.
He's like, and she figures it out on her own, so it's like, all right, I'm gonna have to fire you, and you're off the records.
No. She thinks he actually did what he did.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
She still has to fire him because he's now off sync with what they need him to be. And hey, man, great, you saved this world. You're still a replicant that's going rogue, so I'll buy you 48 hours of survival, so get your shit in order. But, you know, after that, they're coming for you. Like I said, that's basically her relationship with him. It's, hey man, I like you. You're good at what you do. I will do everything I can for you. To a point, because you're still a fucking replicant. And that's what that was. She thought, oh, you killed the kid? Awesome. You saved the world. Take the rest of the day off. Tomorrow you die. Yeah, like that's basically the relationship they had. But yeah, after this he has to go and save Deckard. And at the end of this, he basically dies in the snow, and he's finally able to smile.
Yeah.
Which to me was basically like, okay, I get it. He was a replicant that was programmed to not be able to smile, but after this, when he decides, fuck it, I'm not going to be Joy. I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be my own self. He goes off, he saves him, and then he's able to smile because, yeah, he disobeyed the programming. He became his own thing. So it's kind of beautiful in that moment of him dying there, and it ends with Deckard going and meeting his daughter, and he just puts his hand up the window, like you don't even see an exchange between them, like you just see like the thing right before the exchange. And this movie made me realize why so many people were pissed that this isn't getting, like it didn't do well in the box office. Because the original Blade Runner didn't do well at the box office, and the Blade Runner is a film buffs movie. It is not the average movie-going audience's movie. So I know so many film buffs are like, Blade Runner finally returning, oh my god, this is great. 90% of film-going audiences was like, wait, really? Was that like were people asking about that? I think I remember hearing something about Blade Runner once. Like, yeah, man, it didn't have the audience it needed out there in order to make this work. But I understand why this audience is so pissed, because this thing ends with like, and now part 3 is coming, right? This big revolution. She finds out that she's like an actual like the baby thing, and like we now find out everything that happened. She meets the dad. Everything comes from that. Like, you got another story to tell, right? Blade Runner 2050? Yeah, that's gonna happen? No, it ain't happening. So it's sad. It's sad that we're not getting that, but I think this is a beautiful film.
Yeah, I think so too. Itself. It's like you said, the cinematography is great. Like, you have like these long, like almost quiet shots.
Very quiet shots, yeah.
And it's like, you know, by the way, we just saw this after seeing Resident Evil the final chapter, which we're gonna review, like we're gonna talk about next.
That's what we're talking about next for the Gauntlet of Garbage.
So like after seeing that, And seeing this is like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh.
It was like, oh my god, someone knows how to hold on a fucking shot.
It's like, wow, silence. I can actually take in what's going on. There's actually atmosphere.
There's an amazing soundtrack to this, but whenever there isn't music playing, it's so tense.
It is.
Yeah, it really is just gorgeous on every level. But I feel like I said, this is almost 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, everything in here is good, but everything isn't necessary.
Yeah, it's like every now and then I would look at the clock, not because I was bored, but because I was just curious as to how long, how far in the movie we were. It's like, oh, okay, so...
Yeah, it's one of those movies like, you could have tightened this up, and it's one of those things where, if you want to just watch a 3-hour movie about Blade Runner, great, you got everything you want. I don't really need to watch a 3-hour movie about Blade Runner. I can watch a 2.5 hour, 2 hour, 15-minute long movie on Blade Runner. And there's a lot in here that you really could have, like, not even cut out, but cut down.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many moments where it's like, this doesn't need to go on for this long. The amount of enjoyment I'm going to get out of this moment, I've already gotten. And we're only halfway through the scene. So there's a lot of stuff in there like that. So yeah, I feel like this just really is a movie that could have been cut down. It could have been edited to shorter runtime. Not because of like, well, my attention span isn't long enough. It's like, it's just simply because, yeah, man, I got it. I'm good on this scene. Now you're just kind of repeating the stuff that you've done already in this scene. And that's the best way I can describe this. It's a trip with lots of detours, but the detours are gorgeous. You're taking the scenic route, and the scenic route looks amazing, and you love it, but there does come a moment in which you're like, yeah, I kind of need to get to my final destination now. I kind of need to get where I'm going at this point. That's kind of what this is. It's a really amazing scenic trip. But you can only go on that scenic trip for so long before you're like, dude, I get it. Okay, yes, trees, got it. Okay, mountainside, we got this, go. But yeah, again, it's one of those where it's like, well, what would you cut out? I can tell you what I would cut out, and you would come back with me with, oh, but that scene was amazing. Yes, everything in here is amazing. but it doesn't all have to be here. Plus, like I said, yeah, Ryan Gosling, I just don't, I'm not on that guy like everyone else is. I do think he can act, I just don't think that he really does show off that much of a range. And in this film, I get that's the point. But Ryan Gosling not showing off range in a movie looks a lot like Ryan Gosling trying to show off range in a movie. So I feel like if you had gotten a different actor in here, I would be like, oh wow, look at what an acting job this guy is doing by not showing off any range. Instead I'm like, yeah, hey Ryan. Hey, it's Ryan Gosling, everybody, being Ryan Gosling. Like, yeah, this is a film where you really want the star of this to be someone who you can like just immerse yourself in, just completely ignore the fact that they're a celebrity and just buy who they are. And because I feel like Ryan Gosling is a guy who acts the same in a lot of his movies, I did just kind of look at this as like, hey, it's Ryan Gosling's Adventures Through the Wasteland, everyone. So yeah, I know it's a BS thing to critique, but I couldn't help it. It was just something that kept coming up with me. Also, the villain lady who keeps hunting them down, I thought she was cool, but there came a moment in here in which I was just like, all right, you're just being the Terminator now. Like, I thought that her boss was way more sinister, like with his little like floating cameras and he's blind, but he sees everything.
William, was that his name?
Yeah, that was it. Like, he's blind, but he sees everything through these cameras, so he just has all these cameras like floating around him. I was like, that is so creepy and original. And then his henchwoman is basically just like, yeah, I'm just a killer robot. I was like, you could have done some more with her when you have such an original boss there. I mean, it really also kind of comes down to like the end. I feel like they tried to give her an arc, and I was like, you don't really have an arc. You haven't been built up enough to have an arc.
You're just like evil robot lady.
You just kind of evil robot lady. Also, even though there were another small complaint I had, even though the reveal of the Joy, calling him Joe, and Joy was just a robot, like soulless machine this whole time, even though that reveal is great, I don't think they do nearly enough with Joy. Joy is just a thing there for him to feel sad about when she dies. Like, that's all that she is. Like, she doesn't ever help him on this case. She follows him on the case, but I mean, just because, like, she wants to be close to him. She never, like, helps him, never gives him any assistance in any way.
But I think that's kind of the point. Like, Joy is not supposed to, like, help her help people, or she's just there to like entertain them.
Interesting. Okay.
Because that's what she's programmed to do.
Okay, I can see that, but I mean, like, in there, in which, like, she's like, I want you to, like, take me out of the house, because if they find me here in this house, they'll be able to take all my memories and they'll be able to find you. Port me into the portable device, and then destroy everything in the house, and then I will be with you. It's like, but then if this is destroyed, then you're gone forever. It's like, well, I will risk that. It's like, okay. The second they say that, I know what's going to happen. But then she doesn't really, like, we don't even really see her after that, aside from just, like, standing there in, like, 2 scenes, up until the moment when the evil robot lady is fighting him, and then, like, the thing spills out of his pocket, and, like, she looks at that, and Joy looks at it, and then she just goes, Joe, I love you, and then she crushes her, and I was like, you only created her so that she could, like, be a thing that makes him sad, that you only created her so he would have something to lose, is what I feel like she was there for.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, like, she needed to be something more so that the audience, I feel like, would feel upset when she dies. Instead, I was just like, yeah, we all know that was going to happen. Like, it feels like if she had destroyed the horse, it would have been, oh, like, his little toy horse.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a way more emotional moment. Instead, he destroys his wife, and I'm just like, whatever, what'd she even do in this film?
You could buy a new wife.
Yeah, you really can. Like, I did not really care about their connection, but then at the end, it does kind of come back around in which they're like, yeah, because they didn't really actually have a fucking connection. He thought they had a connection. She's just a fucking Siri bot. So I can't even critique it that much, because kind of like with the memory person, they do kind of do something there at the end that makes me go, oh, fuck, that's what was the point of this. Got it. So yeah, I love this, but man, it was a tough year for films. I don't know if this is going to make it in my top 10 list. Because yeah, this is just such a big year for movies. But I really did enjoy it, and again, I know I saw the version that people say isn't the good version, but it's so rare for me to see a movie like this that's like a sequel to a classic, and I honestly think it's better than the classic.
Yeah, that's very rare.
Yeah, I think the questions that raises about like humanity and the soul and robots and all that, I think it's way better than most films I've seen attempt that. Whereas the original, I was just like, yeah, I've seen this before. So yeah, and also, God, it just looks so damn good.
It does.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be my top 10. It is a tough year for movies. But thank you guys for tuning in. This was it. This was the last of our Quest for the Best. The only thing we have left to do now is make our top 10 of the year list. But we have one more of the gauntlet of garbage. So for anybody out there who wants to see us look at the worst movies of last year, there's still more of that. So make sure you click on that subscribe button and come back for that. Thanks everyone.
Bye.